So now we are going to start writing a ladder diagram to control the sequence of light. So first initially you have to list the inputs and outputs. So now we will list out the inputs and outputs. So write down first input like address I1 to 0, which we consider as a master start input. You can also write down the inputs in this way. Second input you will treat it as a I semicolon 1 to 1, and which is used for master stop. It is also again one of the inputs which we have to use in ladder diagram. Now we are going to write the outputs which we needed. This is for master coil. Okay. Another output which we required O semicolon 2s to 0, which is used for output 0. Another output O 2s to 1, which is used for output 1. Then O 2s to 2, which is used for output 2. Then O 2s to 3, it is used for output 3. Then O 2s to 4 for output 4. So list out all the outputs which we are going to use. So total 5 outputs which we are using and one master coil O2s to 15. Now the timers which we are going to use over here, you have to list out the timers. The first timer T4s to 0, and this timer is used for output 0 and 1. Second timer which we are going to use is the T4s to 1, which is used for output 2 and 3. Another timer T4s to 2 we will require, that is used for outputs of 4 and 5. Again we will require one reset coil to reset all the timers. So you can write down reset coil to reset the timers. So in this way you have to list out all the inputs and outputs which we are going to use in ladder diagram. Now we are going to start drawing a ladder diagram. First draw two rung, left rung and right rung. We will start from rung 0. We will require one normally open contact. Then again we will require one normally closed contact and one master coil. So master coil address which we have taken as a 0 to s to 15, and we can rename it as a master coil. Here you will require one normally closed contact for stop button, and write down the address for stop button. So we had used I1 to 1. For start button we had used address I1 to 0. Again we are using one latch contact over here, and which is to be interlinked with the master coil. So write down the master coil over here and its respective address 2s to 15. Now again we have to, in order to turn on the outputs 0 and 1, we will take the input from master coil. So whenever this master coil will become true, this contact will also become true. So you have to take one master coil contact over here. Okay, then connect it directly to output 0 and output 1. So for output 0 we had taken the address as 0 semicolon 2s to 0, and in parallel of that we are connecting output 1 O 2s to 1. Okay, so here if you see that the first rung will work likewise. Whenever we will press the start button, the current will flow through the first contact, that is the start button, and already you know that in stop we had taken normally closed contact, so current will flow through these two contacts. The master coil will become true. As soon as the master coil becomes true, this contact like O semicolon 2s to 15 will become true, and whenever this will become true, now current will flow through this path. So in case of start button, if you are used normally push button, and if you know that push button works like once you press it once, it will start conducting the current through this path, but whenever it get depressed automatically, now current will pass through the another path in this way, so your system will remains in latch condition. Okay, so this is this rung is used for as soon as the master coil will become true, this will also become true, your output become turn on. Now we are going to take the same master coil condition over here, 0 2s to 15. Okay, and as I said, we have to use the retentive timers, that is RTO over here. And in this retentive timer you have to write down all the details, like which timer we are used. So first T4S to 0, then what amount of time base we have to indicate. Time base here we have used is a 0.1. Then preset value is 5 and accumulator is 2. So also indicate its enable bits and done bits. Okay, now we will go for third rung. Again in the third rung you have to add master coil again. Okay, and add 2 coils for output 2s to 2 and for output this, that means for output 2 and output 3. Okay, so O2s to 3. Now again the same contact is to be used, as we have to control the sequence of lights. So we will require timer for this output to kept it at particular value, at particular preset value. So add one more retentive timer over here, show the enable bit and done bits of respective timers. Okay, write down the timer which you have to used over here, T4S to 1, then time base 0.1 as usual, then preset value, this is for 5 seconds. Again accumulator value, definitely it will be starting from 0. Okay, so you can extend the rung in this way. So here again I have added one more contact, that is similarly as for master coil. So you have to, every time you have to write the address of each coil which you are going to use. So which outputs are now remain? The output 4 and 5. So write down 2s to 4, that is output 4, and in parallel with that write down output 5. Okay, so we will continue on the next page for the same rung. Okay, so we have completed till output 4 and 5. Now we will start the next rung, that is rung number 6. Here also the master coil terminal you have to interlink over here. Okay, and again you have to use one retentive timer for outputs 4 and 5. So write down enable and done bits respectively. Then timer, which one we have to use over here, we already mentioned all this timer in the list of inputs and outputs. Then time base again required will be 0.1 over here. Then preset value for this timer will be 5. Then accumulator will definitely start from 0. Okay, and as we had already utilized all outputs over here and time respective timers for every outputs. Okay, now we have to reset all the timers. Okay, once all the timers completed or its done bit is completed, you have to interlink all these done bits. How you have to interlink? So first of all you have to interlink the done bit of timer 0, that is T4S to 0, with this rung. So I am going to add one more contact over here, that is T4S to 0 and its respective done bit. Okay, so one done bit is enable, then this contact will become true. Again I will use one more contact over here, T4S to 1 done bit. Okay, means the output 2 and 3 will become deactivated whenever the timer T4S to 1 done bit will enable. Okay, so whenever this will become enable, Normally close contact basically we will require over here. So this will become true, means it will disconnect the supply, this will disconnect this path, and therefore this output becomes turn off. In this way, similarly you have to add one more contact over here, that is timer 4S to 1 done bit. Okay, here also you have to add timer 4S to 0 done bit. Okay, similar to earlier rung 3, you have to add the done bits respectively in fifth rung. So here done bit will be T4S to 1 done bit and T4S to 2 done bit. Okay, whenever the next timer will executed, will its done bit will enable, then these lights will become off. These lights will become on, will remain on until the done bit of the timer 1. Okay, so until this timer is complete the timing, this done bit will get enabled till the output 4 and output will remain on. And in the next rung, which we have indicated the retentive timer, when done bit of that T4S to 2 will get enabled, it will disconnect the path. So current flowing through this path will be deactivated, or it breaks up the supply flowing through this, and therefore this output 4 and 5 will become off. So in this way you can turn on and turn off the lights. Okay, so here if you can see, now we have to reset all the timers. Okay, here again you have to add one more bit, that is T4S to 1 done bit, as I said. Okay, now to reset all the timers, you can write down here, you are resetting all timers after cycle is completed. Okay, so here you can interlink T4S to 2 done bit. So last timer's done bit you have to interlink over here. Once this timing gets completed, when accumulator value becomes equal to preset value, done bit will be activated and this contact will become true. So when this will become true, you have to reset all the timers. So you have to write the additional RES instruction into the coil, and you have to add timer T4S to 0, again RES for T4S to 1, again in parallel RES for T4S to 2. So in this way you can reset all the timers, and last rung you will require, that will be end of all execution. Now to have a complete description of all this, so program is just a simple combination of timers and outputs, as you see. Only difference here is that the retentive timers we had used instead of T on timer and T off timers. So various outputs from 0 to 5 hours we have used and made a pair of two outputs like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one timer is provided to each pair of two outputs, and timer done bits are used to turn on and turn off the lights. So only difference here in this program is that the retentive timers are used so that whenever input is withdrawn or power will fails, the timer do not reset itself, because this timer has the capability of storing the last accumulator value. Hence when again our input is given, the program starts from where it was left previously. That is the advantage of using retentive timers. So simply time delay of 0.5 is generated here for each pair of lights. Okay, so in this way you can control the sequence of light using retentive timers. Okay.